Someone, guys. As I heard a very, very interesting line that I just like to unpack a little bit. And the line goes, Wotsi, we attract people based on our psychological wounds, our trauma, our pain. And that's how we attract people, And in this case, let's just talk about romantic partners. And it's so incredible, Wotsi, when I look at the dating patterns that some of my close friends have had, when I look at some of my dating patterns, and you realize, Uguti, yes, wow, like you really have to heal your younger self first. Maybe you've got daddy issues. Maybe you didn't have a strong male role model in your life. You didn't have an anchor. And as a result, you start chasing older men because you're looking for some stability. You're looking for a person who can provide and protect. That is a psychological wound that you are struggling from. And you see a lot of sisters in their earlier 20s when they're dating these guys who are exceptionally older, who are more structured, who are more seem like they understand with Bayapi. And the second Usisi heals and gets out of that trauma space or has leveled up, she doesn't need the guy anymore. She's like, look, I've realized that I'm independent. I've realized that I can look after myself. I can provide and protect myself. And you're like, oh, then she's gone. You see so many guys who are yearning for a type of female who's like this, like that, or like that. Maybe they need a bit, he's a wild person. He likes partying, likes drinking. Next thing he dates his mom, in the sense of someone who's calm, who's stable, who's nurturing, who's loving, who's forgiving. And the second he starts forgiving himself about all the wild parties that he's done and all the crazy things, he leaves her. But he also doesn't understand, bro, you are actually attracting a person based on where you were in your life. You attract a person based on your level of self-esteem. You see so many people where you're like, I don't get that relationship doesn't look like slanga. It just and you find out Guti, the sister was in a very, very low space in her life. She was vibrating in a very low frequency, and she needed someone who, maybe in her last relationship, the guy was loud and he was a bully and he was toxic and he was controlling, and it knocked her self-esteem, and she's now on a certain level. So now that she needs a palate cleanser. So her next relationship is a guy who's attentive, who's caring, who's soft-spoken, almost like to balance where she needs to be. So we attract based on those type of wounds and where your self-esteem is. So now you're starting to bring this person. I go, oh, that's so different. That's so different. You're going dating that person who society had ranked at a 10 out of 10 for whatever reason. Now all of a sudden it's like, poof. And you're like, oh, your self-esteem is in this place. I got a DM on Instagram. Thank you so much for the DMs. And this guy is like, look, he's with this lady who is personality-wise 10 out of 10. 10 out of 10, But then he says, look, when it comes to looks, she's not really the type of girl that he would go for. Excuse me. And he's asking me, what do I think? What's my take on that? And obviously, I'll never tell you to stay or break up with the person, But I also understand, like, you need to find out where you are, Is it a situation where this was your seasonal mate? We get soulmates and you get a seasonal mate. This is just a chapter in your book, and you get a person who came in to help you grow, learn, and become a better version of yourself. So is it a time where, because the personality is so phenomenal, it's what you needed, and now that you've healed out of that space, maybe you are looking for something else. Guys, I'm part of Team Begazela. I've always been part of Team Begazela. We do your guy or girl Zama as best as you can to Begazela. But I also understand, Uguti, some people are only there for a chapter in your life. Some people are only there for a season. Some people are only there to help you heal, to help you grow, to help you to get to that next step. There are people like that, romantically, friend-wise, whatever the case may be, career-wise. Some people are just there for a season. They just chapter 9 till chapter 12, and then they out. They might come back in chapter 43, but from 9 to 12, that's it. Then they disappear, and then 10 years back down the line, they come back. So I'm very cognizant. So when I'm reading this and I'm going, personality out of 10, but looks-wise, I'm like, okay, this person is clearly got what they needed to get, and now is looking for something else. So again, it's a tough one. It's a tough one because imagine if the inverse was true. She's incredibly gorgeous and exactly what you're looking for, but the personality is dog shit. You know, would you leave her for someone with a better personality? So it's always that catch-22. What do you prefer? And again, it goes to the season. What do you need right now? Do you need someone who's caring? Do you need someone who's got a great personality? Or do you need the looks? Me personally, I go for personalities because I feel like I can build the looks. I know that sounds bad, but I know what I'm gijimisa-ke mina-ke faka ejimini sekamele umgijimisa besilenda kanje yabona pake beshama squat shama yabona. So I go for personality. I go for usisi unenhlonipho, usisi uzothile, a kind, loving person versus a person who just goes for looks, because I've seen what happens when women get into their late 30s, their 40s. The titties start hanging, their booties fall apart, and that's okay, because I joined you village for your personality, because I understand me, my cheeks, my bum, my mkaba. So I also will lose whatever little bit of positivity or positive physical attributes. I'll also lose it. So I want a person to love me from inside. But again, I'm not going to tell you how to date. That's how I do it. I love the fact that he writes at the bottom, Guti, and he's dating for marriage, and gave me for marriage is the long haul, understanding that the looks will fade, but as long as the personality is right to me. But I don't know again where your chapter is. There was another gentleman who also sent me a DM, and you're speaking about Guti, his partner has left and studying abroad, studying in a different country, and she really, really loves him and the dynamics, but he's also starting to move out of love in terms of that relationship because he doesn't vibe with that whole long distance thing and is asking for guidance. And I've never been a fan of long distance relationship. I don't believe in long distance relationship at all. I've done videos about your long distance relationship is stressy, but that's me. I'm not saying you shouldn't subscribe to it. I'm not saying you shouldn't try and fight through it. I'm not saying that you can't make it work. I would have just been saying, okay, this is the chapter, this is the end of it. If it so happens that in life you come back in chapter 37 and we rekindle and we make this thing happen, great. If it's not, thank you so much for the love. Thank you so much for the education and the growth, the development. I'm now a better person because of you. Shy corner, and then we go like that. Because I also believe abantu are seasonal. People are seasonal in your life. I've had best friends in primary school that I haven't spoken to in 10 years. Umuntu ngagcina ukukhuluma naye 2002, umuntu esafuna grade 8. Angazi ngikhuluma, because again, it's just a season of life. I can fight it, but it is what it is. There's people that I was in school with in matric that I've never seen. I don't know who's Banjani. We were sitting in the same class. I've never seen them. I've never thought about it. They were a season in my life. There are women that come in when you are low and their job is to build. And there's women that come in to teach you lessons, which, hey, this is how you need to handle your finances. Because when you mess around with girls like that, you're going to go broke, you're going to get into debt. They're there to teach and to guide you. There's all these type of things, and that's how I view life. I understand, Uguti, I am a deeply flawed person. I've got my traumatic experiences, and when people come in there, I'm trying to learn from here, I'm trying to learn from here, I'm trying to learn from here. I attract who I am. And the more I develop myself, is the better the people that I attract. If I'm trying to take my business from making 2 million rand a month to 20 million rand a month, I start attracting those type of people. I'm not attracting abantu abadayisa on the side of the road. That's what's happening. I'm trying to attract positive people. I'm trying to attract the 1%. So I'm moving to make myself that 1%. If you look at it, they say birds of a feather flock together. If you go into a group where 9 out of 10 people are playing rugby, the chances are that the 10th person also plays rugby. When you look at a group and these are all top 10 people and they're all super smart, chances are even the dumbest person, their average is A's. So again, it's that influence, it's that sociology, it's that social think, that group think. Understanding, Uguti, the person that you are, your emotional traumas, your wounds, your psychological wounds will attract these people. If you've got mom issues, if you've got dad issues, you'll attract those people. So really, we need to heal. We need to understand, Uguti, the higher our self-esteem is, the more confident we are, the more healed we are from our past traumas, the better people that we attract, the better the relationships that we are in. Again, whether it is family, whether it is romantic, whether it's colleagues at work, heal, focus on you first. Understand, Uguti, even when these amazing people come, it's just a season. It's just a season. It's up to you to see how long the season is, So convert your seasonal mate, if it's a person that you love, into a soulmate. And then keep going, and this can be 50 chapters of this book. It could be 100 chapters of this book until God takes your partner or God takes you for whatever next chapter of humanity. But anyway, guys, just let me know what you think about seasonal mates, seasonal partners. Let me know what you think about dating based on your self-esteem, dating based on or attracting people rather based on your psychological wounds. You know, I think it's a topic that I'm still going to unpack many more videos. But it was something that just had me thinking, with his snap. It was one Zimana Glumshaba Lona. There's a lot of things that we need to work through. Anyway, please subscribe if you have not yet. Subscribe, share this video far and wide. Hit that notification bell and have yourselves a fantastic day. Kantanda, shop.